Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Polyphonophilia, possibly better known in the IMR community as Poly, or Polycubed, Polyfree, or some other ridiculous iteration of that name. Welcome to the first real video on my YouTube channel. This is something I've always wanted to do. I've always loved YouTube. I've always wanted to say things on the internet for fun, and I'm glad to be finally doing it. As I'm sure most of you assumed, given the video in the background and the title and everything else about this video, I intend for this YouTube channel to be surrounding Infinite Magicraid. But with that being said, I'm not looking to make your standard IMR content, however. There won't be hero or patch note reviews or meta tactics. I'm not good enough at the game for any of that stuff. Instead, I'm just going to be chatting about the game, my experiences in the game, and just general random shit, really. It's going to be great, I promise you. You're going to enjoy yourself. So just to give you a brief introduction of who I am, I'm the founder of the largest guild community in the game. We go by the name of Bushido. We're arguably the #1 guild in the game at the moment as far as strength in PvP content. We've managed to pretty consistently take the #1 spot in GVG for a while now, but with that being said, it's been really close. Mystic and Bulls Prime are really strong guilds. They're serious competition, to the extent where we've actually lost fights against them in GVG, but it's ended up a tie where the person we beat has beat the other guild, and it's come down to overall flag count, which has sealed the top spot for us. But the fact that, you know, we're losing individual rounds to these guys just shows how hard the competition is and how close it is at the top at the moment. So with it being a pay-to-play game and with different levels of spenders getting different levels of strength, I wouldn't consider myself a whale or anything of the sort. I spend around 30 Great British pounds a month on the game at the moment. That has fluctuated in time. There's been times where I've spent more than that, been times where I've spent less than that, but generally, especially when you're looking at the top level of gameplay and PvP, I consider myself to be on the lower end of the spending spectrum. And you know, I think it's genuinely a miracle that I've managed to stay afloat at the highest level of GVG with that being the case, because oh my god, the strength of some of these guys at the top is mental, and I get my head kicked in routinely in GVG and just in regular PvP, to be honest. It's quite hilarious being one of the weaker members of the guild, despite being the leader, but it's all part of the fun. Everyone just has to carry me. It's fantastic. I enjoy being catered to and carried around by my super strong guildies. I would say that my account is quite unique in some senses, tied to the fact that I am a relatively low spender. The way that I've sort of managed to scrape my way into top level GVG, ever since I've been playing this game, over a year now, I'm on server 34, I've focused entirely on PvP, and that's it. I did play the game for a few months before on an older server, then I started again, learned a lot about PvP, and just from minute one, I was pushing leaderboards. I used Focus and Fiona as sort of a rudimentary cleave to push to the top of the PvP leaderboards. Got loads of mythic shards, snowballed into Ulcaster as my first mythic, and that was actually strong back then, by the way. We don't fuck with Ulcaster, he's a dude. And yeah, I didn't focus on PvE at all. I just pretended PvE didn't exist. Everything went on PvP, and so my account is so lopsided. Like, I am not good at PvE, sorry. Well, I'm not arguably not good at PvP either, to be fair. But yeah, as a result of just pretending PvE wasn't in the game, I was actually one of the first players to max my classic arena tree, so get everything to 30 out of 30. And I went about that by, when I was doing classic arena events, I would manual every fight, like every single fight. Must have been tens of thousands. I don't know, I did the maths at one point, but it was an insane amount of fights. Because I couldn't beat people with non-stop combat, I couldn't auto my way to victory. I'd just get suplexed. I'd get my head dunked underwater and spat on. There was just no way I could compete with a lot of these guys that were spending more money. So I would have to manually beat people lower than me, set a weak defense, and just, you know, do revenge attacks out of my defense log and stuff to climb. But it worked, and I managed to get an advantage through my classic arena tree, despite not being able to push far in ruins because my PvE sucked. So that was a fun and unique experience, and it's really cool to be able to say that I was one of the first people to max that tree despite being a low spender. But in this day and age, you can't ignore PvE. It's not possible anymore. You know, Wuthering Coast was the first nail in the coffin for me. But now with the new dungeons, it's just, you can't do it. You need to do PvE. Breakthroughs are too important. So I'm being forced to actually invest in PvE, and I'm so bad. I'm bad at PvE. What can I say? I don't know what to tell you. I'm not made for this stuff. So I'm learning. You know, I'm getting there. I've just got Diandra, Diamu and Indra. I don't have Little Jack. I don't have Jingle Bell. So it's been tough. I was lucky enough to get E3 Arato, which has obviously been great for PvP as well. But one side effect of me being so bad at Wuthering Coast for so long is that I didn't have any mythic skills to spend money on. So I've just got loads of money. I'm like a billionaire. I'm so rich. If anyone wants any money, any loans, come to me. I'll sort you out. But there will be interest. So that's nice. I'm hoping that when I actually hit the max damage possible in Wuthering Coast, I'll be able to eventually spend that billion gold I've just got sat there doing literally nothing. But yeah, this video in particular is just to serve as a brief introduction to myself, to Chris and the channel. I hope you understand my incredible Northern English accent. I went to say terrible there, but I do love my accent. I'm trying to talk a little bit slower and clearer, because if I actually were to talk in my proper accent like that at a decent pace, it just sounds stupid as. That was English, by the way. But yeah, in the future, I'm definitely going to be talking more about Bushido, our guild, the rest of our community, our other guilds, how we came about, the origins of the community, the things we were doing before that, how the social side of the game has progressed, all those little tidbits, maybe even some drama bits. Everyone likes a bit of drama. And just other non-direct gameplay stuff, because I just don't think there is much of that at the moment, and I think that's a side of content for this game that could be fun. So yeah, the footage you may have been watching on screen, by the way, I'm sorry if you have actually been looking at it, because it's pretty much worthless. It's just going to be random footage while I talk in a lot of these, so don't expect to see anything important from my shoddy gameplay. You're not going to learn anything there, and please direct yourself to Vidar, Corrupt, or Flary, Cashor, Hyper, Monkey Magic, or one of the other actually helpful Bushido content creators, if you want any of that stuff. And if you are interested in our community, come check us out. There's a link in the YouTube description for our Discord server. You don't have to join our guilds, although we do have a lot of them and we do welcome pretty much everyone. But you can just come, join, chat. We actually just about as active as the official Infinite Magicraid Discord. So there's loads of discussion there. I actually did a little test and checked the amount of messages in the official Discord and in our Discord over the last year, and we were only slightly behind them. And that's one thing that I love about our community is there's so many of us. We all love the game. We love to talk about the game. Everyone's super friendly. So it's really cool. Get yourself involved. Links in the YouTube description. But yeah, that's me. I've let my presence be known, and I hope you'll join me in the future for more Infinite Magicraid stuff. Hope you have a wonderful day. Good night, and dog bless.